In the last video, we haven't talked about copy and move operations for files and folders. So before looking at the text editors, let's learn how to copy and move in Linux. You're gonna need to often copy the files like you do in Windows or macOS. We have a command in Linux called cp, which helps us to do copy operations. So let's do that. But before that, I'm gonna look at the man page of this command. By the way, you should really learn how to use man pages, because in the future, if you want to take an exam related to Linux, then you will not be allowed to use the internet. In Linux, there are a lot of commands which are really long, so you don't need to remember all of them, but you can use the man pages or help commands to just remember or learn how to use that specific command. But anyway, let's see the man page of cp command. So basically, we have the command, and then after that we can use options if needed, and then we have source and destination. So first of all, we need to provide the command option, then we need to provide the source directory and then destination directory. Let's press Q to quit that. So I'm going to copy the files under the etc directory to the tmp directory. Let's use cp command. Then under etc, we have these files called shells. So this is our source directory, and then we are going to have our destination directory, which will be tmp. Let's press enter and then list the tmp directory. So as you see that we have shells files here, so we just copied the shells under etc to tmp directory. Let's see that what directories or files we have. I'm gonna copy etc shells to, let's say, folder 3 directory. So folder 3, and let's list the folder 3. So we have shells file here. You can also change the file name while you are copying. So let's use the same command again, but this time I'm gonna say that file name will be my shells. Press enter. Let's do ls folder 3. You see now we have two files, and if we read them, so first of all shells, we have to use folder 3. So folder 3 and shells. So you see the contents, it just lists all the shells, and then let's read my shells. I'm just going to show you they are the same files. You see that the contents are the same, but we just change the file name while we copy that file. Now I would like to copy the shells file again to the, let's say, folder 33, but actually we don't have this folder, we just have folder 3, not 33. Let's press enter and see what happens, and I'm gonna do ls. So again we don't have this folder 33, but instead of that we have folder 33 file. As you see that it's not a folder, because if it's a folder it should be blue color, but right now it is white, so it means that it's a file. We can also check like that, for example folder 33. You see that it's a file, and if we do folder 3, it said okay, I'm going to use the option. So folder 3 is directory. You see that we have this directory permission, or not a permission, but it just displays that it's a directory. But for folder 33 we don't have that D, so that's why it's a file. As you already noticed, if the target or destination directory doesn't exist, the file will be created with the name of intended target directory. So often you don't want to do that, and therefore you need to put / after the directory name. For example, I'm going to use the same copy command, but after that I'm going to put / if we press enter. Now it gives us error message that says failed to access folder 33, which means that this directory doesn't exist actually. As we already mentioned in the beginning, we can also use some options with this cp command. One of the most common options is R, which stands for recursive. Let's clear the screen. So we have this R option, it stands for recursive. It helps you to copy the entire subdirectory with everything under it. So I'm gonna use this option. So cp minus r or dash r. I'm gonna copy etc directory to, let's say, folder 2. We have this folder 2 in this path, so let's press enter. Okay, we have something wrong here. It says it cannot access some of the files because etc is under the root and this user cannot access that files. That's why some files are not copied to this folder 2. But let's clear the screen and let's do ls folder 2, press enter. So we have etc directory, and if we do etc here, so we have some files are already copied to folder T under folder 2, sorry, under etc. I mean, we just copied full etc directory to folder 2. But I'm gonna use ll and the option for directory, and this folder 2 we have etc. So right now it has 4096 bytes. But if we do the same thing for the real etc directory, we're gonna see that the real size is 9192 bytes. So it is because we have less size here, it's because of that we couldn't copy some files because we're not root user. Now I'm gonna switch to root user. Now as a root user, let's copy etc directory to folder 1 of that HKNUDIM1 user. I'm gonna use cp, dash r, and we're gonna copy etc to folder 1 for HKNUDIM1 user, of course. So folder 1. Let's press enter. As you see that it didn't give us any error. Now let's do ll minus d. So I'm gonna check this folder 1, the size of folder 1. So it will be HKNUDIM1 folder 1. Press enter. Sorry, not folder 1, but we want to get the size of etc. So right now the size is 8000. It is the same with this etc directory under root actually. There are of course other options as well, but we don't need to know all of them right now. We're gonna use them if needed during the course. But for now, let's talk about move command. The second command is mv. It's called mv. It stands for move. So basically, to move files and directories, you use this command. It's very simple actually. I'm gonna clear the screen. Let's do ls. Before that, let's switch to HKNUDIM1 user actually. Okay, so now I'm going to do ls. I want to move file, let's say 10, to the folder 10. But before that, let's check if we have anything under folder 10. So folder 10, we don't have anything. So let's move file 10 to folder 10. It is moved, and let's do ls folder 10 again. So we have file 10. If we do ls here, you'll see that we don't have file 10 here because you already moved that file from this location to the folder 10's location. You can also move folders as well. For example, let's move folder 10 to folder 5, but before that, let's see if we have anything under folder 5. We don't have anything, so I'm going to use move folder 10 to folder 5. We're gonna move folder 5 to folder 10. Okay, now let's do ls folder 5. Okay, we don't have this folder because we already moved that folder to folder 10. Let's do ls folder 10. Right now we have file 10 and folder 5. So this is one of the simplest commands that you can use, but you will often see that a lot of people use this command to rename the files and the folders as well. So in fact, it is just copying and deleting the original file. I'm going to show you this. For example, if we do ls, let's clear the screen. So we have, let's say, folder 15, right? So I'm going to rename this folder. I'm going to use folder. And then if I want to rename that file, I'm just going to write new name. So let's say that it will be my folder 15. Let's do ls. So right now we don't have folder 15, but instead of that we have my folder 15. So what happened here? Move command just copied folder 15 to my folder 15, and then it just deleted the original folder, which is folder 15. So I think that's it about copy and move operations. See you in the next tutorial.